Good morning, class. Today, we're going to start with our first topic in our textbook entitled Family Ties. So this is going to be a reading lesson. Meet the ancestors. What makes you who you are? Part of the answer is in your family's past. Become a detective and find clues to your family history. So ancestors mean a person related to you who lived a long time ago. So orang yang ada hubungan dengan kamu yang hidup pada zaman yang dululah, sudah lama. So ancestor ni nenek moyang. Alright? So from this video, from Moana's video, this is her ancestor. Okay? Ni nenek moyang dia lah ni, ancestor. So what makes you who you are? So nak tahu kita ni siapa? Asal dari mana? So, let's find clues to our family history, sejarah keluarga. So, let's watch this video first.
Who are you? Everyone thinks they know who they are. Scots-Irish, African, maybe Asian or Native American. But genealogy can only get you back so far. You can research records and maybe learn more about who your family is and where they all came from. But if you're lucky, the paper trail goes back maybe a couple of hundred years. Then the trail goes cold. But the human lineage goes back around 200,000 years to one person on your mother's side and also to one person on your father's side that we're all related to. How can you get there? The answer is you can't, unless you look at your DNA. Your DNA contains a roadmap all the way back through time to those common ancestors. It's as if they were dropping breadcrumbs on your DNA to let you find your way back home. Your own DNA tells an incredible story of how your ancestors embarked on an epic journey that populated the earth.
Okay, so the main point of this video is that through your DNA, so DNA ni yang produce lah your cell in your body ni, is a combination from your ancestors. So adalah daripada nenek moyang kamu and then it produce you. Okay, so the DNA, through your DNA, you can check your ancestor, boleh tahu asal usul kamu dari mana. So let's start reading the text. So this is from the textbook, right? When you look in the mirror, do you see your father's smile? So ada nampak tak maybe kamu ada senyuman ayah kamu? Maybe you take after your mother or look like a grandparent. Maybe muka kamu sama macam mak kamu, or look like a grandparent or like your grandma, grandfather. That's because of DNA. Our DNA contains genes that make each person in the world different. So DNA kita ni mempunyai genes. Genes tu part of a cell passed from parents to children that determines how they look. So daripada parents, ibu bapa, dia pass down to the children. So that is called gene, part of cell. So we are actually a combination of our parents, the gene from our parents. No two people look, think or act the same. So in this world, tak ada dua orang yang muka dia sama, fikir pun benda sama. Okay, even twin, kembar pun mesti ada yang berbeza juga. We pass down our genes through generations. So pass down, turunkan lagi our genes through generations. So generations, all the people of about the same age in a family. So generasi lah, generation ni semua orang yang sebaya lah macam kamu. Okay, satu generasi. So we pass down our genes. Scientists can test your DNA to find out which part of the world your ancestors were from. So scientists dia boleh check your DNA. Nak carilah kamu ni asal usul dari negara yang mana. Okay, you never know. So this picture is a DNA. DNA macam ni lah. So your family's history may be a mystery to you. So kamu tak tahu sejarah keluarga nenek moyang kamu siapa. But there's a way to find out about it. Ada cara untuk kamu explore, untuk kamu belajar lagi macam mana. It is called genealogy. So genealogy, the study of family history. Kamu belajar sejarah keluarga. And it's the study of the people you are related to. So kamu carilah, okay, siapa nenek moyang kamu. Genealogy helps you put together your family history. It starts with the relatives you know. Relative ni saudara mara, such as parents and grandparents, and then you can learn about ancestors who lived and died before you were born. So boleh carilah nenek moyang yang hidup, yang dah mati ke, okay, before you were born. So it isn't difficult to learn about your past. So it isn't difficult. Tak susah, senang je nak cari mengenai masa lalu kamu tu. You can begin by asking your relatives questions about your ancestor. So, tanya saudara mara, siapa nenek moyang kamu? Okay, macam tu. That is the first step. While you are talking with family members, take notes. So, semasa kamu bercakap dengan keluarga, just take notes. This helps you organize any information you get. Make sure you write down any names, dates or place people mention. So, tulislah nama, okay, my grandmother, my grandfather, and then date, tarikh lahir ke, okay, place, dari mana, asal dari mana. Then you can draw a family tree with your name at the top. So, this is a family tree. Ni gambar ni family tree. Then you would add all the relative from you to your great grandparents, so you can see how everyone is related. So bila kamu tulis gambar macam ni family tree, baru kamu nampak, oh ni anak siapa, who's my grandmother. Okay? If there any blank box in your tree, so kamu buat family tree tu ada kosong lah, tak tahu ni siapa kan. It's time for some detective work. So, detektif ni bukanlah maksud kamu jadi detektif ke, kamu cari detektif. No. Maksudnya kamu cuba buat research, kamu Google ke, cari. So, many people begin at a library where they can look for, so boleh cari, look for family names in all newspapers. So, carilah nama tu dalam surat khabar newspapers. Public records are usually a very good thing to look at too. So boleh cari juga through public records. Public records ni biasa ada dekat pejabat kerajaan. Macam mana tu? They have information about births, marriage and death certificates too. So adalah surat surat beranak kamu tu, okay, births, marriage, okay, siapa kahwin dengan siapa. So you can learn. And death certificate, sijil kematian. Some records show when people move to a country. So kalau ada orang tu berpindah ke luar negara. Sometimes records tell you where people went to school and what their job was. So you can know your ancestors' background. Boleh tahulah nenek moyang kamu tu dulu sekolah di mana and then kerja apa. You can also search the internet. Boleh Google juga. With every bit of research you do, you are discovering your family's history. So, bila kamu buat research, you Google, go to the public records, you are discovering your family's history. Maksudnya kamu belajar lah sejarah keluarga. That is genealogy. So, your task, English textbook tak ada lagi kan? So, you can copy from this video ataupun daripada PDF file. So what you have to do, exercise D and exercise F. So exercise D, read the sentence, 10 sentence, and then write true or false. Okay, write true or false. Exercise F, find the underlined words. Okay, ni semua perkataan yang ada dalam teks. And then pilih circle ataupun underline ke maksud yang betul. So number 1, take after. So which one? Take after, ikut orang ke, to be like somebody, jadi macam orang tu, to be like somebody. So which one? Okay, circle, jawapan yang betul, circle. You can Google, take after. Cuba Google, apa maksud take after, apa maksud look like. You can do it. Alright? So if you have finished, hand in your task through Google Classroom. That's all.